Hi folks, John Peniel here on the John Peniel Show. Another beautiful day in the South Hills, as you can see, in Spokane. All right, so I'm going to do a new talk on a new subject. I kind of touched on it in previous videos a little bit. This is called on how to be in the present moment. So you want to treat the present as a gift, because if you're truly present, then it is a present. It's a gift. That doesn't mean that you never think about the future. It doesn't mean that you never plan for the future or anything. But unfortunately, we as human beings, when we do plan for the future, our egos get tied up in it. So here's the thing. If you do plan for the future, you want to do it in a spirit of humility. What do I mean by that? Well, okay, you make your plans, but you're always thinking, well, if God wills it, if this is what God wills, God willing, and you plan for the future in a state of gratitude, being grateful for just life itself. But you never want to wrap up your happiness in the future, because then if you do that, that's a trick of the ego. Then you'll never be happy, because the future is always in the future. So that's why the gift of happiness is in the present. That's why they say it's a gift, because it's a present. So if you plan for the future, do it in a spirit of humility. Do it like, okay, if God wills it. But you want to be in your state of highest present joy whenever you plan for the future. You don't want to get into the trick of thinking, well, I'll be happier in the future if I do this. No, infinite happiness is present here right now. That's you always want to put yourself into that state of mind. So let's go up here. It's beautiful up here. Anyway, I don't want to stretch out the video too long. I generally try to keep it under 10 minutes. So again, it's very important, I can't stress this enough, is to be in the present is basically becoming like a child. Just observe children. And I said this before in other videos, they are so in the present zone, it's not even funny. Do you see them worrying about the future? As a matter of fact, a master of light once said that 2,000 years ago. He says, look at the sparrows. Look at the birds, look at the flowers of the field. Are they worrying about tomorrow? Of course not. They're in the present. And because they know that their Father, that the God of the universe is taking care of them. It's not your job that's taking care of you. Your job isn't keeping you alive. What's keeping that breath inside of your body? It's not your job. It's certainly not your ego. It's not anything. It's the God who lives in all of us, who created all of us. But if you do not believe in God, you can at least appreciate the fact that life is a gift. There's something transcendent about life, and you want to put yourself in that modality continually. So you don't want to try to plan ahead too much. And if you do it in a spirit of gratitude and humility, and with like a childlike faith, I dare say. Children have the greatest faith. Just look at a father, swinging up his kid up in the air, and the kid is just delighted. He's not in the least bit worried about falling off and getting hurt. That's what you want to try to cultivate. And so just put yourself in the modality that the whole universe is conspiring for your own greatest good. The universe being the God who lives in all of us, who works through all of us for His glory, her glory. However you want to call God, His or her, whatever resonates with you, it doesn't really matter. God is the all. And if you don't believe in God, then at least, I'm sure you can at least agree with me that there's something miraculous or magical about life. And I think any anyone who doesn't believe in God, almost anyone who doesn't, would agree with me on that. So you want to focus on that. Focus on the energy of the magic of the moment. That is key. Treat life like it's like it's magic, in the purest sense, not in the way that many people who go out there and they practice magic and they do it to manipulate people or to gain power or whatever, but like in a truly innocent, childlike way. You look at children, they have that gift of being magical. So what are some real tangible ways that you can do that? Well, to put you into that modality. Turning off the TV for starters. I'm serious. Notice I didn't say get rid of the TV. You don't have to throw away the TV. I'm not saying that at all. But you might want to curtail it somewhat on your TV viewing. And that includes, and I'm speaking to myself, Facebook watching. I'm a little addicted to Facebook, I admit it. That's the first step to a cure, admitting it. So, but instead of watching 5 hours of TV a day or 5 hours on the internet or Facebook or whatever, cut it in half, and then use that time spending out in nature. Because nature has a very fantastic way of grounding you and putting you into that childlike modality, that childlike mentality. There's something invigorating about the creation which God has created, this natural order of things here. You got these trees, you got the grass, and you're communicating with them whether you know it or not. The more you're out there in nature, and they communicate with you, so you're picking up on their energy, and it's healthful energy. So that's one way of doing it. And of course, cultivating a sense of gratitude. Children are naturally grateful. Well, maybe not all of them, but so that's part of having a magical mentality. When you're in a magical mentality, you're incredibly grateful for the seemingly smallest thing. Remember how you were when you were a kid. Put yourself into those memories as much as possible, and you'll be surprised how much it'll ignite you. But don't fall into the egoic trap of living in the past, though. Like, oh, if I only lived in the past, it was so, the good old days, sort of. That's not good. You just want to connect with that magical feeling that you had as a kid, knowing that it's still in you. It'll never go away. You just got to reconnect with it. All right, folks. I guess I'll stop there. I hope that helps. I hope that gave you some ideas. And I wish you a wonderful day. And tomorrow, God willing, I'll do another show. Shalom and namaste.